guys, I want to make a quick, it's kind of a review, but more so just want to share some products with you. I know I promised you this video like months ago, actually probably at this stage. I know I've harped on about it a million times before, but I'm allowed to do it on this video because this is what it's about. It's about not being able to find foundations pale enough for my skin. And that's a big problem that I know a lot of other people have. It's not just me. And you know, a lot of the bigger brands like MAC, I mean, they're just one, for instance, that just don't do pale enough shades. Their NCs and NWs are still the lightest one, the M15. They're still ever so slightly too dark for me. You know, it is a big problem when you're trying to match foundations to yourself. And then other times, a lot of pale foundations just tend to be too pink or too yellow. You know, it's hard to find a healthy balance, so to say. So I just want to show you some kind of white foundations, white toners, lightening toners you can kind of call them, that I've been using over the last few months that all work really well. And you know, they vary in finish, but price wise they're, you know, there's not a huge difference between them, to be honest. A little bit, but I'll get into that anyhow in a while. So the first one I'm going to start off with is this MAC. It's the face and body, and this is just the white. So what I use this one with is the the N1 face and body, which I was told when I bought it was the lightest one they had. Okay, so they both come in quite large bottles. I'd say a lot of people are familiar with these bottles. It's a 120ml bottle. I mean, the foundation is for face and body, so it would, you know, it is generally supposed to be used on a larger area than just regular face foundation, so you would expect it to be in a bigger bottle. 120ml for, I think it's in the high teens, the price in pounds. Now, I had kept the receipts so I could tell you the price, and I've lost it, which is annoying because I really wanted to be able to, you know, be as informative as I could for this video. But if anyone does know the price, it'd be great if you could leave it in the comments below, and then I can put it in the sidebar for anyone who wants to know. And these are water-based foundations. Now, they are marketed as being waterproof, and one thing you have to be mindful when you're using mixers and toners, you know, lightening foundations, is that if it's water-based, keep it with water-based foundations. Likewise with an oil-based one, keep it with an oil-based foundation, because oil and water don't mix. It's just basic science. And I have used this with other foundations besides the face and body, and so far so good. It actually works pretty well. It's a light consistency, you know, it's quite it's very liquid. It's, you know, sheer coverage as well. So for those of you who don't need to thicken up, or, you know, it's a nice light white foundation. It's not going to make a big difference as long as you don't apply too much. It'll just lighten it up a couple of shades, or, you know, however much you need it to lighten up. In the photograph you'll see now, on one side it's just this by itself, and then right beside it you can see where this has been mixed in. It's just like literally, I think, one drop or a drop and a bit. So you can see that it definitely makes a difference, you know, with adding a little bit of this into the foundation. And I just wouldn't get away with wearing this without adding in the lightener. So it definitely is a good one to go for, and advise this, or recommend this rather, to anyone who wants a matte toner for their foundation. Okay, so I'm going to try not to talk too much because I know I tend to blather on. So the next one that I used is this. It's called matte foundation, but it's actually a pearl toner. It's an oil-free, that's why it's called matte foundation. It's an oil-free toner, and like I said, it's pearl. So I have a swatch there in the back of my hand. Even in this light you can see it's quite a high shine. And this one is the ScreenFace one, but I mix it with Kohl, which is the exact same thing. So these obviously come from the same makers, for the same suppliers, because the cold linen is what I use. Foundation, it's the palest one, and ScreenFace have the exact same thing. So linen is the palest foundation that they do. Now if it wasn't the matte version, I'd get away with using it by itself, but matte foundations tend to darken ever so slightly on your skin when they mix with the natural oils in your face. And when that happens, you can notice it. So I do need to lighten it up with this. And I'm a sucker for pearl. I'm a sucker for, you know, any kind of shine or illumination or highlighting. So I'm a big fan of this, whereas I know a lot of people wouldn't be too happy to maybe use this compared to a matte one like the MAC. So just quickly, this one cost $15.61 and it comes in a 30ml bottle. And you really do need to use so little of these. It's only a few drops you need to lighten it up a little bit. It's just a plain white pearl. There's no extra like colours to it. It's plain white. Very, very pearlescent though. So won't suit people who want to keep matte. I'm repeating myself now, but you'll see now in the photograph anyhow, this as it is by itself compared to as it is with a couple of drops in it of the pearl toner. And again, it's how light it has to be to you know, to work on my face. Okay, so the last one that I am using is this Kohl Sheer Veil. It's the Mineral Sheer Veil, hypoallergenic. It comes in a 28 gram pot. This was about 20 quid. This is actually a bit more expensive, and a good few brands do these as well. This is the Porcelain one. It's the lightest one. So it's an illuminator. It's actually not a foundation. It's an illuminator, which makes it different. I mean, I know this pearlescent toner is an illuminator as well, but this is still a foundation, whereas this is too sheer. It's marketed as an illuminator, and I have the Kohl one, but I know that ScreenFace in London does it, as does Be Luscious, the American brand. They do it as well. It does come in a couple of different colours. There's a champagne and a golden, and there's another one as well. I can't remember the name of it. So there will be one of these for every skin tone. It's much more sheer than the other two toners that I've been using, and this one has a pink sheen to it. So I love this for lightening up foundations that are a bit too yellow for me, which would be like this Bobbi Brown Moisture Rich foundation in Alabaster, which was the lightest one, which is still a good bit too yellow. You'll see in the photograph what it looks like, obviously by itself, and then with a bit of this mixed in with it. This I've had for the longest time. I'm nearly out of it. I love it, and it's a nice illuminator even just by itself, or just to put it in areas, you know, you don't have to mix it in with the foundation. You can just even put it in areas where you want to illuminate a little bit. If your foundations don't necessarily need lightening, you can still get away with using this, obviously, no problem. And that's pretty much it. I'm quite impressed with the with this packaging. I've always really liked this bottle, and all the companies that do it, they do the same thing. Comes with a little inbuilt spatula, which is kind of cute, and this has lasted me for ages. I've had this since last year, and that's it. That's all I'm pretty much going to say about these. So you know, it's just an option for ye paleys out there, or for any makeup artist who works on, you know, a lot of paler customers, or I mean, you're always going to come across someone who's quite pale and it's difficult to match up their skin a lot of times. So like I said, it's just an option for ye. It makes life a lot easier on ye, and I know not everyone out there wants to be tanned or dark like me. I mean, I can tan if I want to, I just choose not to. So I hope this helps some of you, and let me know how you get on if you do go with any of the products, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.